Family. Hey everybody, how is everybody? I hope everybody is well. This is Thursday, January the 10th, 2019. If I didn't tell you in my last video, Happy New Year. I know I talked about being thankful of to still be in the land of the living. So Happy New Year's to everybody. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time with a whole lot of fluff. I do want to ask you and encourage you, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and and hit the bell so that every time we drop a video, you get a notification about it. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. I hope that we're making good content. We're going to continue to try for the remaining of the year. We'll take suggestions. I appreciate and enjoy the comments that have come in the last videos. It's been real interesting. I appreciate it because I'm interested in knowing how other people see these events and what your opinions are about these events. I don't think that my way of seeing things is the be all, the end all by any means. Okay. R. Kelly. It took me a minute to make this video because I had a lot of mixed emotions and a whole lot of mixed feelings about this docu-series that they aired on TV, Surviving R. Kelly. And what I have come to, the place I've come to rest is this. The situation with R. Kelly is decompartmentalized, right? They're different issues at hand. The first, R. Kelly, right? Now, initially, there's a part of me that was just infuriated with this dude. But as I thought about it and gave myself more time to ponder, R. Kelly did what R. Kelly did. I mean, like, this is how I thought about it. If you train a dog to be a fighting dog, then that's what that dog is going to do. He's going to fight. You can't turn a fighting dog into a pet. Okay? So R. Kelly was trained early to be perverted. So he did what he was trained and knew to do, and that's be perverted. That's not an excuse. It's not a justification. It's okay. We ought to let it go because he was mishandled and he saw too much too soon. I am not excusing R. Kelly's behavior. I'm just explaining it. The next area that I see is the women. The women's perspective is interesting to me. It was difficult to take a position here because I saw so much. One, let's listen, the older women, the two older girls, one he met, I think, at 19, and the other one said she was like 33 or 30 something. Those women already heard and knew about who R. Kelly was, what R. Kelly was like, and how R. Kelly got down. It wasn't a secret by the time these two grown-tail women showed up on the scene. These two women had ulterior motives for sure. They came into this situation expecting to get something from R. Kelly, and when they realized they were not going to get anything from him, they packed their bags and they left. Why? Because they were grown enough to know better. I'm sorry. I'm going to maintain myself. It's so infuriating. Guys, I'm telling you, if you look at this thing from a complete picture, the bigger picture of it all, the circular view of this thing, it makes you frustrated. Them women were old enough to know better. And whatever you got or didn't get, that's on you. Because you were not fooled, you were not tricked, none of that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You had no business even being in this documentary. The documentary was about a guy who himself was violated and he turned into a violator. And in turning into a violator, he went after the same age kids as he was when somebody came after him. Now, these young girls is another aspect, right? Because they're young and in just inherently because they're young, they're dumb and they were starstruck. Listen now, however you feel watching the documentary today, back in the day, R. Kelly was somebody that the black community loved. We held to high esteem. I mean, woo, man. So these are young girls who are idolizing this man, and now they have an opportunity to come face to face with their music idol, someone who they adore, someone that they don't see no wrong. You can't tell them nothing wrong about this man. Now, when you take that admiration for somebody and then add it to the fact that, guys, listen, I'm not jumping out here and challenging the parents like that. I don't know these kids' parents. So I come off from the perspective that they were good parents trying to do their best and came short, which, if you're honest, hell, that's all parents. Ain't nobody perfect. We all doing the best we can. I'm sure that as my baby gets older, he'll grow up and come back and tell me how wrong I was in the many different ways I was wrong. Even though I think I'm doing my best, man. Hindsight is 2020, baby. Sure. However, having said that, right? Come on, man. No. No, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, sir. No way. Ain't no way. I don't care if you do got a musical career. I don't care if you is gonna make some money. When that street light come on up there, you better have your hind in the house. These children were failed. They were failed. Lack of supervision, a little bit greed, a little bit hopes and dreams of being great, and coming from an environment that apparently taught these young girls that it's okay to do something strange for a little change. Listen, it has to be, the environment had to somewhat be conducive that allowed these young girls to be okay with it. There was one young lady that said she met him. She's about, I think, 16, maybe a 17, 15, 16 to 17. And everything was going good. Everything was great. And all of a sudden, R. Kelly come out the box and asked her to put him in her mouth. And her response was, "Is R. Kelly okay?" No, it's not okay. No, no, baby. See, a child who is raised or brought up in a very protective environment, who is not allowed to be exposed to a lot of things, whose environment is, we have some standards. There's just some things you ain't gonna do. Now, if you go out there and do it on your own, that's what you might be doing. But believe, baby, that I am not teaching, training, or trying to send you any signals that say this kind of stuff is acceptable in my house, right? Okay, so that child, that kind of child that is brought up, secluded, protected, naive, if a man had offered him his private to her mouth, that child would have jumped up and started screaming, crying. What you talking about? Oh God, oh Jesus, I want my mama. Something, but not okay. I'm laughing to keep from wanting to cause a revolution to happen and let's go and do something to somebody. But the more I think about it, to be quite honest, the only people that we have to blame is us. The village failed. The village failed. All people keep talking about is nothing happened. Nobody said nothing. People knew about it and nobody said anything. People knew about it, but nobody said anything. Nobody was outraged. A community was not outraged to the point where we were calling for this dude's head. Why not? Because we were trained to keep quiet. Regardless of how we felt about it, keep your mouth closed. We were trained because so many of us had the same things happening in our families. What stays in this house, what happens in this house, stays in this house. And then that training inside of the house was reinforced when we took our heads to church. Because the same thing was going on at the church house with the pastor and the deacons. But it was, shh, don't say nothing. You better not say nothing. We're going to take care of this as a family. We were trained to be okay with it. You know, when I saw this documentary and I thought back about when the tape came out, you know what was on my mind? Do you know what was on my mind? Trying to figure out how to get a copy of that tape so I could see it. And then remembering, going down memory lane while I'm watching this documentary, I'm saying to myself, what the devil was wrong with you? We should have been outraged. We should have been outdone. What the devil is going on? But no, it was okay. And listen, I'm saying to you that it's a culture. This documentary was about R. Kelly, but this situation, this issue that we have with older men coming after underage girls is a culture that was in place and has been in place for a long time. Listen, all of a sudden now in today's culture, we're outraged. We're now finally getting to a place where we're willing and able to speak out and stand in our truth that yes, this happened to me and he's the one who did it. That's just this culture that we're coming into now. But from now, from last year going backwards, it's just been the culture. Shucks, at some point in time back in the past, it was legal. It's been accepted. Look, there are allegations that Sam Cooke had sexual relations with Aretha Franklin when she was 11 or 12, I think 12. The allegations, so it's allegedly. But if I'm right, I believe Aretha was pregnant, got pregnant at like 11. And then again at maybe like 15, somewhere along in those age ranges. Okay, it said that her daddy was like a superstar preacher, pastor. He was the man, but he was a pimp. Allegedly now. I'm saying this is what people are saying. If you Google, if you search, it's out there. Okay. Look, you had, and I've heard that people were saying, well, as soon as they do something to them white folks, then I'll be ready to deal with R. Kelly. I could listen, man. Listen, this issue of messing with young girls is not a racial thing. You should not be standing around talking about, well, as soon as they do something to that white man over there, then I'll be ready for them to do something to R. Kelly. The devil is a lie. Are you stupid? No, that's the problem. We're not seeing the issue properly. Do I want something done with Harvey Weinstein and all those other creepy folks? Yes. But if nothing ever happens to them, what does that got to do with holding R. Kelly responsible for the deeds that he has done? Come on now. We're just going to let the pedophiles stay loose and rampant in our community. The white man is not in our community raping and kidnapping and holding hostage our young black girls. Harvey Weinstein does not have a black female locked up in his house right now. Come on now. Come on, if we're ever going to do better as a people, if we're ever going to do better as a community, we have got to start looking at these issues through the right lenses. White folks got the same stuff going on in their communities. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's not being said and nothing is being done over there, just like it's not being said and nothing is being done over here in the black community. It's just hush, hush. And this is how and why this foolishness has been able to be perpetual for as long as it has. 30, 40, 50 years of this stuff going on. Women being mishandled. And you Negroes ain't got nothing to say. Not one man. Not one. Not one man has shown up to try to kick R. Kelly's you know what. But you running around here ready to talk about I'm the head of my household. I'm the head. I'm the man. And yet nobody, no man decided that they were going to take R. Kelly in the back shed or on the back alley, the back street, and tell him a new one. Not one. Elvis Presley messing around with Priscilla when she was a teenager. The word is the Reverend James Cleveland, gospel singer, right? Gospel artist, well known. James Cleveland, record setter in the gospel community. Is said to have had a 5-year sexual relationship with a young man that was in his teens that he ended up either fostering or adopting. The community failed. The community failed. And nobody was outraged and nobody was upset because it's happening in our homes right now. Right now. Funky Dineva said something that is absolutely true. He said when he was growing up, and also when I was growing up, it was something serious to have, the older boyfriend. He got a car. He in college. I mean, I couldn't have that. When I was growing up, that was a no, baby. No. Absolutely not. Not happening. But I did have an older boyfriend that had a car. He wasn't that old though. He wasn't that old. But he was older. He graduated 2 years before me. So he was older. But it was the thing, that was the big deal, right? That was a big thing. So it's a part, it has become a part of our culture that we have perpetuated over the generations. And now this thing has mutated into something very ugly. And unless and until we as a community decide that we want things to be better in our community for our people, then that is only when change is going to come. Only when change is going to come. So we got to stand up and speak up for what's right, regardless of who is wrong. Well, if it wasn't so and so, I wouldn't say nothing. The devil is a lie. Who cares who it is? Listen, man, there's either right or wrong. Simple. Period. That's it. If you right, I got you. But if you wrong, don't look for me to stand up and speak up for you. Because at some point, we have got to change the way we see things, the way we think about things, in order to change our behavior about these things. That's the only way. There's no quick way to fix this. It's an individual thing that has to be done in each individual life. I'm not looking at this right. That's not appropriate. I ain't putting up with this. I'm not accepting it. If you don't get this away from me, I'm telling. Oh, if you don't stop, I'm telling. Something, or just go tell it. Do something that says we do not, or we are no longer accepting this behavior. Sparkle. I was feeling real sad for Sparkle until Sparkle told me she introduced her niece to R. Kelly. Now, Sparkle, Sparkle, I'm working on my cousin. Can I be honest? Can I tell y'all the truth? That cousin spirit has been a difficult spirit to get off me because I think, well, I ain't thinking. I ain't want to make no excuse. But in the line of work and business that I do and the people I come into contact with, sometimes you just can't communicate unless y'all communicate. You can't communicate to your client unless you're able to communicate with them in a language that they can understand. And it's very difficult, but I'm trying. I'm working on it. So you're going to see me take some pauses when I really want to I want to let in on Sparkle, but I'm working on it. Sparkle, you is one sad chick, man. Sad chick to bring your little 12-year-old niece in there to be around a man that you already knew. You saw what that man was doing with his wife. You saw what that man and knew what that man had done with Aaliyah. You were not slow, dumb, or stupid. You brought your niece in there, all for greed. Ooh, we're gonna try to get some. Ooh. Baby, when I walked in that studio and saw my niece in there by herself, and ain't nobody in there but her and some other grown tail men. And you talking about something, all right, and walk out, the devil is a lie, Sparkle. No, ma'am. You gonna tell your niece if you don't get get out. And then you turn to R. Kelly and you tell him Negro, if I feel like you thinking about putting your hand on my niece, baby, that ain't what you want. You want to talk to her, you want to work with her, you reach out to me. If you don't hear from me, don't you bring my niece around this place with you no more, Mr. Kelly. Let's keep things copacetic between the two of us now. Let don't have no problems now. You don't walk out of the room and leave your baby niece in there with these. Was you on crack? Sparkle, were you on crack? Was you on crack? Did you have a drug habit? Because that's the stuff crackheads do. It just feels like everybody was selling themselves and being sold for the sake of trying to attain fame and fortune and money. Everybody love Aaliyah, baby, but there's more to that situation than what's being told. Okay, because Aaliyah, you gonna tell me that Aaliyah's uncle, who is R. Kelly's manager, don't know what kind of client he got. According according to a movie that I saw that they did on Aaliyah, this man had been R. Kelly's manager for a while, for at least about a year, before he introduced Aaliyah to him. He knew who he was managing. And the mama says that this thing on the bus did not happen, could not happen, because she was with her daughter at every turn, at every hand. So you telling me that you was with him when R. Kelly married her? That's what you telling me. That's what you telling me. Everybody else knew he was having sex with Aaliyah except the mama, but you was with her at every turn. And somehow y'all end up with the publishing rights on R. Kelly's music. I don't know, but I'm just saying. That ain't no alleged stuff. Them folks got the publishing right over R. Kelly's music. Aaliyah married R. Kelly. And other people are saying that they knew that he was having sex with Aaliyah. So everybody, these people knew it, but you didn't know it. Because you was with her all the time. But you wasn't with him when he married her. Somehow that went down, but you were nowhere to be found. And neither was the uncle. Everybody was bringing young girls to R. Kelly. And in exchange for bringing these young girls to R. Kelly, they were getting a financial benefit, period, in a discussion. And that's what made me want to slit a neck and put a foot somewhere where the sun can't be seen shining. But at the same time, this was able to happen because of the culture that we created and accepted and said it was okay. Be quiet. You're having a family get together, and one of the aunties or the grandmama or somebody, one of the older females, come to their mind to ask, where them girls? Where Uncle Jimmy Dale? Where Uncle Bilbo? Tell them girls to get in here. Get them girls. Where you at? Tell them girls to get in here. Why you couldn't play around Uncle Bilbo? Why you couldn't play around? Because we already knew what he was about. We know what he was going to do because it's what he's been doing. And instead of telling it, instead of making this joker be held accountable for his infractions on the African-American female, we covered it up and said it was okay. And what we're going to do is handle it like a family. We're going to make sure he don't do it to y'all. We're going to keep an eye on you. Guys, it's dear to my heart. This issue is dear to my heart. It hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad because I know a young girl who was an underage teenager being courted by a 21, 22, 23-year-old male. And the parents knew about it and were okay with it because the 20-something-year-old had a job. In this society where we teach our young girls that it's more important to get a man that can pay a bill and to educate yourself and position yourself where you are financially able to take care of yourself. This stuff is what happens. The R. Kelly situation starts happening when we don't raise our children right. We want to have them in church every Sunday and make them feel bad if they miss one Sunday, praise God. But we will put them in an environment where their nurture, their very nature can be tampered with and stolen as babies. But as long as they're in the church house, forget the fact that it's the pastor, forget the fact that it's the deacon that's putting his hands on your child. And y'all hold up, you judgmental holy rollers. Oh, God is going to get it. God is going to do this. You stop it. You stop it, you hypocrite, because you'll go to church this Sunday and go sit under a preacher or a pastor who has cheated on his wife, who has got outside children floating around everywhere, who lied, who's a bigger gossip than you are. Whatever the sinful situation is, you know about it. It ain't stopped, it ain't changed, and you still sitting your head under that preacher and going around telling folks how proud you are to say that he's your preacher or your pastor. So keep your mouth off R. Kelly. Pray for the brother. Give him some grace and some mercy, and hope that God will bring him to a place of repentance where he can get his life changed around before he meets his creator. That's all we can do. Pray that these babies that have grown up to be dysfunctional women go somewhere and get some therapy. Shucks, man. Kelly needs therapy. Y'all stop it. Y'all stop it. Because with the same way these young girls got enamored about R. Kelly, that's the way we are about our preachers. And I'm not saying all the preachers are wrong. Y'all know that. I'm not saying that. Of course I'm not saying that. Because not all preachers are. But you know the ones that aren't. I'm just saying, man. Until we change our mindset, the way we think, the way we see and view things. This is one reason why God said, let the tariff and the wheat grow together. I'll do the separate, because you jokers will be pulling up wheat and calling it tariff. You don't see right. This is us. Now I'm saying us, I mean, not me per se, because I was young when all this stuff was going on. But I'm saying the village. The village. Now that I'm older, I'm a part of the village. So it is my responsibility to stand up and speak up for what's true and what's right, and to denounce what's wrong. They all were wrong. All the adults that had any connection to R. Kelly was wrong. And that dude, the manager that said that he forged the birth certificate to help them get married, that admitted that he was going out, excuse me, y'all, that admitted that he was going out to the mall to find young underage girls to bring back to R. Kelly. If the police don't track this dude down and prosecute him, I know something. Well, what about Sparkle? Well, hey. The one thing that I will say about Sparkle, and what I would say that I think would give her a pass, is when Sparkle saw that videotape, Sparkle said, hell to the no, to the no, to the no. Sparkle said no, contacted the police, told the police who the person was in the video, and showed up at the trial to testify. And I'm left with believing that Sparkle was intentionally being naive about it. As long as she didn't see nothing wrong going on in her face, she was going to accept that nothing wrong was going on. And then when she saw the video and saw that something was going on, she's like, She lost her career behind that, we know, and lost connection with her family. Lost connection with her family. So, you know, I can give Sparkle that. All right, guys. I think that's all I got on the R. Kelly situation. I didn't feel like dropping a video for each episode because I wanted to wait and watch the whole thing so that I could get the big picture. I didn't want to take bite-sized pieces. I wanted to hear the whole thing at one time, be able to conceptualize it and give my opinion based on a complete picture. And I'm not saying that these people should not be held accountable. R. Kelly, the manager, and whoever else they feel like should be. I'm just saying that as a community, what we ought to be willing to do is stand up and speak up for the vulnerable, for the mistreated. It is so interesting to me how we are ready to march and burn down buildings when the white man mistreats us. But it appears that as long as we are mistreating ourselves, somehow it's okay. And it's not. And it's time out for it. All right? Listen, this is my opinion. This is how I see things now. But I keep telling you, everybody got one, and I'm interested in knowing what your opinion is. I'm interested in knowing that. So please drop down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this R. Kelly situation. What do you think about how I've interpreted or how I see the big picture of the thing and not simply decompartmentalizing it and pulling out one thing that is I guess a glorified issue and just dealing with that. Some people are angry and upset and want to just get on R. Kelly. Other people are blaming the girls. Hot tail girl, hot in the pants, this, that, and another. And some of them probably were. Some of them probably were, but not all of them. And then you hear the other side that they're lying. They ain't all lying. Some of them might, but all of them ain't lying. All of them ain't lying. The biggest person in this documentary that I got a problem with, other than that manager, who God knows if I knew how to put my hands on him, what these men won't stand up and do, I promise you, this AR that I got in here, yeah. The other person that I got a problem that was in this documentary was Andrea Kelly. Girl, go sit down and stop. Stop. I don't know if you are the abuse was so traumatic that you have yet to get any healing from, or you are just playing a game because I don't know how to say about you, but these videos that have come out that you put out right when y'all were filming, I think this documentary, or right after y'all cut filming on the documentary, where you telling folks that they can't say nothing bad about your baby daddy, he family. You know, you can talk about your family, but can't nobody else say nothing about your family. And you in the car and you it's I'm still looking at you side eye, was still keeping your last name. You know, Tina Turner left Ike when she just could not take. She got to a place where she could not take the tail whooping no more, and she left. But before she left, she kicked his tail. Before she left, she gave him a good roundabout, right? And when she got to the divorce table, she told that man, listen, he can have it all except my name. If I can walk out of here with my name, he can have it all. Now, the only reason why Tina was willing to keep the name Turner was because that was her stage name. That's what she had built her career on. If she had not built a career on Turner, I guarantee you, Tina would have left Turner at the table with Ike. How in the world, why in the world would you want to walk around carrying the name to be reminded every time somebody calls your name of the trauma and the tragedy that you went through? Girl, I don't know, y'all. I just want Andrea to go somewhere and sit down. You done wrote your book, so go sit down. Go, just, shh. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. All right, y'all. That's all I got on the R. Kelly situation. If I think of something else, I'll come back and let you know. But right now, I think that's it because I'm just saying the culture, the mentality of us as a people. Well, the record label didn't say nothing. The record label is making money. The record label don't care nothing about our community. They care about their pockets, the bank accounts they got. They don't care nothing about our community. Okay? Their concern with our community is learning how to entice us to spend money. That's it. That's it. All right, guys. God bless you. Listen, I hope your money matters to you because my money sure does matter to me. God bless you. Thanks for following us. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the bell. You'll get the notifications. And again, drop down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. I'm interested. I'm curious. Okay. If my take can be seen by others, or if I'm just out here on the Isle of Patmos all by myself. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. God bless.